Welcome to Rolls of Redemption, where we redeem your Monday one roll at a time. Grab your snack, grab your drink of choice, and let's get rolling. Hello, everyone who is
Welcome
here.
to my Dragon Arnold Palmer.
I'm sorry, what is a Dragon Arnold Palmer?
It is sweet tea, lemonade, and a little bit of dragonberry rum.
Okay.
That
Sure.
sounds delicious.
It is mostly sugar.
I have Dr. Pepper, which is also mostly sugar.
True story.
I have water.
I have Diet Coke.
Everyone's going around saying,
Need
"Oh,
to get myself something to drink.
you don't have a drink?" I
Yeah,
have
I'm slacking on the job.
raspberry leaf tea with raspberry lemonade.
All right. Nathan, you get a pass because, my dude, you were trying to battle all of the machines, and it was not being friendly.
We're good.
He's raging
Yeah,
against
that's
the
all right.
machine.
We'll figure it out.
We are programmers, it's what we do. We rage
What's
against the
really
machine.
funny is that I put together most of this like tech stack, but my machine just refuses to work.
I don't know,
So,
it works great on my machine, so
I'm glad.
Overcomplicate things.
I'm glad.
You guys who are smart and know how to do these things, you guys overcomplicate it. Overcomplicate.
Janine,
From the
Skype
best
is
of
dying. It
everything.
wasn't my idea to reinvent our entire system. Blame
But
Microsoft.
I know you both. I know you and Peter, and I know you guys get a separate headphones and a separate microphone and a separate screen for this and a.
I'm not even doing any of that tonight. Although maybe I'll run into lower resolution and see if that helps.
See, even that comment right there proves my point. Anyway,
I can use that camera or unplug it and use this camera. That's how I know the cameras change.
complicated over here.
Yeah.
So we're getting into D&D now.
The Dungeons and Dragons, where we play Dungeons.
Let's
and
go.
Sometimes.
Most of the time. Let's play.
Alrighty, a mostly orchestrated recap. Our budding heroes joined the hunt for the dreaded sea monster as the rest of the town prepared to lay the priestess to rest. The beast attacked and splintered their boat, but did not shatter their spirits. As they rallied, eventually Phineas was able to land the final blow, just like he saw in his mind's eye. Now they set across the waves for Corinthia, and now I've run out of prepared talk. So,
Great. Perfect.
I got
So
like
for
a
those
whole
of you following along-
I'd written.
In the Discord, we had some private conversations happen. Our dear Halcyon came out to the party as the son of a god. And it was fabulous. It was bright and shining and all things sunny. And as such, Diana had a small meltdown, followed by a very special moment between Hal and Diana that if you're not in the Discord, go get in the Discord and you can read it. It's very long and it is worth it.
Worth it.
Worth it. So I'm not even going to tell you what happened, but we'll see if Diana tells Ada, because that's where we're going to pick up is at the first watch of the night. Ray, Hal, and Phineas are taking the first rest because Diana has insisted that Ada stay up and talk to her.
Oh, I insisted?
No, Diana insisted.
Oh, Diana insisted.
Apparently, I don't know. I don't remember doing that, but I apparently did it.
You're welcome. Hinted, requested, thought about.
The GM is setting it up so that we have a conversation.
Right. Excellent.
Yeah.
We'll have a conversation. Are we on a boat? I'm sorry.
No.
You are
We're
camped.
no longer on a boat. We're camped. Great.
Yes.
Can't.
So I'm in
There's a
less of
dock.
a bad
we,
mood.
we have not crossed the lake yet, though, right? Or have we already crossed it?
You are done with
We
water.
crossed. We crossed the lake. The boat is docked where Frogger told us to dock it.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Sorry. My brain went, wait, where are we?
Where are we?
You are on the good side of the
I don't
lake.
think that was actually written. It was just assumed, so
Yes,
it's
it was-
completely understandable.
Good place. Yes.
I saw it. So
All right, so we're
It was in the
camping.
chunk of text that was like this.
it was a
this
block
long.
of text, but it was there. We are docked. The boat's docked, made camp. We are on the side where we want to be. No more boat time.
All right. What is it that you wanted to talk about?
I have something to tell you, and you're not allowed to get mad at me.
Okay, why?
Because I am a little mad at you, so therefore
What did I
it
do?
balances out.
What did I do?
So I found out that you told Hal about Eric.
Well, yes, but not in a. Why would that matter? We were talking about our pasts with the burden of power, and he was saying he thinks he is scary, and I'm like, no, you're not scary, you just glow. And I then told him that I know what real scary is. I basically am the reason that my sister's former lover is dead. That's not. That's what I said. That's all I said.
Well, he knows that now. He knows more now. Well,
Yeah.
I guess not more. Because I kissed him. That's why.
Daya, you
Mhm.
kissed. You kissed Halcyon.
Yes, more than
As-
once.
More than once?
And he sprouted wings when it happened.
I did not know that
With
happened
that?
to men when they were kissed.
Didn't either.
But
I guess it was very good.
Diana,
What?
we are. Corinthia is right there. We are
That's
so.
why it complicates things, yes.
It is very complicated. Why would you do that right when we were about to be able to get to Corinthia? We were going to find Ivan, and we're going to save our people from everything. And I don't understand how you could be so stupid sometimes. That's not what I meant. I don't think
It's a little bit of what you meant. But I don't know, okay? Because I don't think Selene wants me to marry Ivan. That doesn't make sense, but it does, though. And you read what the priestess wrote in the letter. And during my trial, Selena said to me that my path might not quite be what everyone thinks it's going to be, and to trust her path. And it seems like her path wants me with the person who is like the sun, and the sun just so happens to be the son of the sun.
Diana, look, do you see this path? This path that we are literally standing on? That is going towards Corinthia? That is your path.
Who said? That is a path.
It is the path you are walking on. I don't...
It is. But the path that we were set on did lead us to hell, no? We started on this path and then we found him by chance. And now it feels like the right one. I don't say that lightly because I know I know how it feels to want to follow a path that's not meant for me. And it just... I don't think Ivan is meant for me.
right. Well, I am your gateer, so I will go where you go. But as your gateer, it's also my duty to tell you when I think you're making a mistake. And I think you're making a mistake.
It doesn't feel like marrying Ivan feels like a mistake. I've been trying. I've really been trying to do the right thing. But ever since I met Al, something has felt different. There's always been this pull there, and I've been trying to ignore it. And then it just feels like I get signs, and I've had those dreams. I've had those dreams since after Eric, and it feels like Hal is the person in those dreams. So why? Why would it feel like him if it's not supposed to be him?
You really like him?
I do like him. Which is scary in itself.
He's very nice. And I think would be very kind to you. Ivan would also be kind. And I know
wouldn't be around.
You know, I've had your dreams of the man in light too. And it always just ends up with you leaving. So if you're going to be with Hal, can you at least promise me that you won't leave me behind?
I will leave you behind. Maybe it was me leaving an expected path, but not you. Where I go, you go.
I know. I just don't know where my path is supposed to follow yours, but I feel so I want to go home, Daya. I want to see our people, and I want to be with them, and I want to love them and for them to love me. So it's hard when you don't want to go home. So I am your sister above being your gateer, so I want to be happy for you, because if you find a person who you really like, I want that to be a happy thing. But I'm afraid that I'm afraid. So
Me too. I want to go to a home that feels like home. And I've always thought that you were more suited for our home than I am. But I don't know what that means. I don't know what that looks like.
Okay. Well,
it's just where I am today and right now, which is not good because there's not much time left to figure out the rest.
What are you going to tell Ivan?
I don't know.
Well, you couldn't have chosen someone who wears more clothes?
To get some more clothes, it's kind of cold up north.
Yeah.
But we don't know what's happening either. There wasn't more than a kiss, and I only told him I liked him. Not more than that. I'm not ready to say more than that. I don't know what I'm doing, so
I don't know what
I
you're
mean,
doing
what else is new?
either.
What else is new?
Ugh.
But I told you it's not a secret.
Thank you for not keeping a secret from me. I really appreciate it. I feel bad now because I am keeping a secret from you, but it is
What?
not. Well, I had a conversation with Ray, but I'm not going to tell you what she said because she asked me not to.
That's not fair. You told me
It is.
everything.
I know it's a very conflicting. But you just told me that you told me that so that you didn't have a secret, and I'm just telling you that I have a secret.
You have a secret, but you're not going to tell me.
No, because Ray asked me not to, and I'm afraid that it might actually put us more in danger if we know more of the secrets. So,
Okay.
I
All
know,
right.
I know what the snake lizard thing looks like. That's it. That's it. That's a secret. That's it. But I'm not telling you what it looks like. It's just like a. That's just that.
You really struggle to keep information in.
I do not.
Mhm.
I am a steel trap.
That's rusting and spilling out.
You're
in the
rusting
side.
and spilling out. You are clearly spilling out. You're making kisses at Hal.
Making kisses and stuff.
I don't know what that even meant. I'm sorry. Anyway, why don't you go sleep with your boyfriend now? But please don't get pregnant yet. I am not ready for a niece.
No, we're not.
Good night,
I'm not gonna do
Kaya.
that. Fine, have fun, rusty lid. Rusty box. Good night. And she's gonna go. They're so stupid.
They hug it out, and
They hug
then
it out.
and then they go to bed.
They go to bed.
They hug it out and stick tongues out at each other before going to bed.
Yeah.
Does anyone have anything interesting they'd like to accomplish in this nighttime of secrets where the moon is not shining?
Hal's already spilled his guts.
And his
Phineas was just
radiance.
like doing yoga or something with Ray to work on his acrobatics. Like, okay, if I stand on one leg, oh boy.
Nice.
And
I
Ray is
definitely
getting
feel
more
like
and
the-
more exasperated with our wizard.
I definitely want to attribute a little bit of the dagger flick to some of the motions you've been practicing with Ray over this past week.
Absolutely.
All right. Given that the only monster in the area was brutally murdered earlier today, you have a restful, uneventful night's sleep.
Is it murder if it's a monster? This is probably not an appropriate topic of conversation. Never mind.
Hal, let's put it this way: Hal had no qualms with the killing of the monster because it attacked them when it didn't need to. So
It was hungry, so it needed to.
Couldn't really talk to it. So
You couldn't hug that one first.
That was not.
You can't greet
Wow.
all the world with open arms, Hal.
I don't know.
Sorry, I am,
he's
trying to
greeted
zoom
plenty
in
of desert
on my
cats
map.
with open arms. So
All right. The morning comes, and it is very quick. The camp is very quick to stir as you're all ready to move on, knowing that you have just a single mountain between you and the destination that you've been working so hard to get to this past week or so. Almost, we're just shy of a week here. Rising, you break camp, eat a little bit more of your goat jerky. Some of the provisions you were able to leave Fort Hurar with, and make your way up the climb. This climb is actually very simple. The fort here, designed by the Vikings, is not a single fort. It is actually a series of forts, all basically within bow shot of one another. So every 500 feet or so, there's another small fort, and there's a fairly well-beaten path that zigzags up this side of the mountain through 5 small-ish. I'm going to call them forts. They're not really forts, like palisades, on occasion huts, hovels. Many of them have been broken and destroyed over the last 100 years. As you finally crest the top of the mountain under the midday sun, you see in the distance Corinthia. From this point of view, you're able to look over the last bit of the sound, the sea that is nearby that kind of drifts a little bit towards Corinthia as it's a port city, and you're able to view this enormous metropolis of Viking lore and heraldry. There are hundreds of houses built along the hillside and along the shoreline that you can see from your vantage point. There are boats going in and out of the harbor. Even at this middle of the day, there seems to be a constant flow of traffic and peoples and trade goods coming in and out of the city. It seems to be, or appears to be, and the Viking sisters would know this, built into 2 sections. There is the old city, the prestigious part of town that has existed for almost 1,000 years. And then there is everything else, which just sprawls in all directions. Some out into the marshes, some up into the hill lands, some north outside of the city. There is a wall that separates the two, but it is not a wall that separates people as so much as people just kind of built over it, built around it, built through it. And it just really marks what was compared to what is. So that's what you can see from up here. As you cross over and start heading down, you're able to land in the final fort of this war and see that it is very much destroyed. It does offer this same beautiful viewpoint that you had from up top, but no one's used it. There's no purpose to it anymore. And you find after 15-20 minutes, nothing of note, worth, or value left here. Any final thoughts on the road?
Hal's music is definitively more cheerful
Ada hates
compared to previous journeys where he was playing a mix of music. This is all just straight, happy, joy-filled tunes on the road.
It is only increasing Ada's anxiety. So, and therefore she shows her anxiety by being pissed off at everything. Like stubs her toe on a rock, like swears about it, like yells at the rock's parents and may their ancestors rot forever in the worst places of hell. Like, yeah, she's just very on edge.
Diana's brain is screaming. Yes, screams. She is like practicing 12 different conversations that could possibly happen with Ivan in her head. Not quite sure which direction they're gonna go. Yeah, she's panicked. The happy joy music is just the complete opposite of what her brain sounds like.
And Phineas is just rolling in, going, He's like comparing it to everything he's read about it. He's like, okay, yeah, that tracks. That's a little bit different. Oh, that was where that war happened. Like, okay. Like Phineas is just enjoying the trip. He's enjoying it. This is a tourist vacation with a side quest for him.
That tracks. All right. I will give you an overview map of our city here. So hopefully my narrative description helped, but for those of you who prefer to visualize and see things, the darker part of the city to the right is the old city, and the parts that kind of spill out beyond the wall into the marsh and into the lake area and beyond are the new city. You can see that there's even some across the inlets and rivers, having invaded the forest, just trying to find homelands and places to settle roots among the roots. The one thing that you all are very keenly aware of is that in the southern section of the old city, let me make sure I got my map right. In the southern section of the old city, near the river but not on the river, is the Tower of the Rune Carver, as you would translate it. So whether you want to call it the library, which Phineas's would refer to it as a library, or it's not. One thing that's very clear is towers exist all throughout this realm. This is not considered a capital T tower, but it is a tower. Does that make sense at all?
I think so.
So
Close
like
to
a
me.
3-story skinny building.
Yes. It's a tower, but it's not one of the towers.
It's not one
If
of
you
the
don't know
two
what the towers are,
towers.
it's because your character doesn't know what the towers are.
Wait, there are towers in this game too?
Yeah, I have
There-
things.
He likes towers.
I do.
I mean, I knew you like obelisks from the Falcon's Ridge stuff, though.
Exactly. All types of towers.
Okay. So Phineas is definitely aware of like where it would be. So the question is, are we all going to go? He's like, I need to go to the library. I know we're all the library tower. It's got lots of names. I'm not going to bore you all with that right now. Are we all going to go? We go in our separate ways. We're gonna come back together. Like the priestess definitely implied that we were all supposed to be traveling together, but
Don't
like,
worry, we won't leave you alone in the city. We'll all go together. Let's go.
okay, but where are we going to meet up? Or are you coming all the way along and then we'll go over to... Diana wants to stall from meeting Ivan. Okay, yeah, come on.
Library sounds great. Books, yeah, so
Okay,
interesting.
I see. I'm picking it up. Okay.
I'm glad we had that talk the other day.
Smart man.
You understand. I mean, information is very important. Yes.
Yeah, very, very important. Yeah.
Very
All right,
important.
cool. Well, let's go over to the
I am
tower. It's that way.
Bulk moving you all down to the tower then.
I don't actually know where we would go to the Ivan. I'm assuming there's like a great hall somewhere.
Exactly.
Hal literally
You-
has no plans because he was just supposed to pass through the city. So like, he's on whatever timeline they want to be on.
I
That's
think
That's very
yeah.
good.
If there was a place where we could find information on how to get to Ivan, it would be in the library. And that's just what I'm assuming. That's where people know stuff.
Tis where people know stuff. So you've reached this the edge here without actually going onto the docks and dealing with all the hubbub and the bustle of the markets and things. You have traveled. It took almost an hour from the time you entered New City to get through New and Old City before you came to the water. And it's here where this tower can kind of see both the river, the inlet, and the sea. The Rune Carver's tower is in 3 tiers essentially. So the lower tier is very wide. It's almost squarish shaped and has plenty of room. So if you were looking for a library full of books, this lower tier would be your location. It kind of goes up from there, and then after this octagonal shape, it then goes into more of a domed top.
So it's like a cake.
It is like a cake.
A tower
Oh,
cake?
it's a cake!
Piece of cake. There is
All right.
some traffic going in and out if you take your time watching.
Mostly looks scholarly in terms of traffic.
Everyone looks like they're carrying an axe or a sword.
I like this library.
This is not like any library I've ever seen. I'm making
going
a
to
note
be
of
looking
that.
for like familiar. Anyone looks familiar. Just like, oh my god, I noticed.
Give me a
It was
perception
kind of like
check.
Phineas is sitting there like, do I need to have an axe? Am I supposed to have an axe? No, that's silly. It's a library.
I
Why would
want
need
to
an
make a
axe?
perception check as well.
Would Phineas like to make a history check to know if he is being culturally ignorant?
Sure, let's do it. I'm rolling digital dice because I forgot to get my real dice.
I rolled a 16 perception check.
You do not see anyone in the near vicinity
I rolled
that
a
you
7.
recognize. You thought you saw Ivan.
Had a
And
panic
then the man
attack.
turned around and it was clearly not Ivan.
I
Forgot
got
how
a
many
24
people-
on the Am I a
people
Xenophobe
this
stack.
today.
Phineas, you do not need an axe to go in, but it is culturally appropriate to wear weapons just about everywhere here. So it's
So he pulls out his 2 daggers and like, I've got I must have a belt, and like pulls the belt out of his bag and wraps it around his cloak in kind of a weird way, and like, yeah, I got belt loops there, and sticks a couple daggers in, like that'll do.
You might also want to work on building up muscles. At all?
Nah,
Anywhere?
no. I'm already stretching. You know, like
I can give you my
I
routine
think the
if you like.
muscles. I think muscle seems a little much. Honestly,
You're
if I'm
like
being
the
honest.
wheat, and the wheat that sways in the wind.
Yeah, flexy like wheat. I'm flexy.
That was 100% a compliment for sure.
Absolutely a compliment where we come from. Anyway,
I can't call him like a linguine. There's no pasta.
no, it was perfect. Who would like to go in? Is everyone's going in?
I think we're all going in.
everyone's
going.
Yes.
All right, you go in, and this is definitely, again, a very common style library for the sisters. This is not the style of library that Phineas is used to seeing. There are very few books. Information here does not seem to be on pages and bound the way Phineas is used to. There are scrolls, there are parchments, there are pages. Many of them loose, many of them bound in twine, but scrolls are the predominant form of parchment here. As you look and take it all in, you realize that there's also tablets, that there are hundreds and hundreds of wooden tablets stacked in neat rows with the Viking runes carved into them as the languages and the writing that is a little more formal, a little more of older lore, you would assume. Right in the center, there is a spiral staircase that just goes up to the next floor. There's a person coming down it with a series of tablets in her hand.
Do you have books?
Do I know that I'm looking for the Rune Carver?
I don't know if you
that
know
name was
that.
given to me.
It was given to Ray. I don't know. I'm assuming Ray told you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Ray shared it with everyone that she's trying to find the runes to there.
Excuse me. He finds a lady coming down the stairs and like, you look like you're familiar. We're looking for the Rune Carver. Do you know where the Rune Carver is?
She holds in barely a chuckle as you say the words Rune Carver, just indicating that you're clearly not from here. Yes, the Rune Carver is upstairs.
I feel like I mispronounced that. I apologize. I'm not from around here.
I know.
I'm not either, but it's wonderful to meet you.
Sure.
Do you have books that are not like history books? Do you have books like adventure books that maybe have sex in them?
Those are the good books.
Why do you have sex books? You have sex men.
They're not interesting. That one does not wear the right clothes. He does not look like a warrior. And that one, ugh.
In the books, it's all in your mind. You can make it exactly what you want.
There's 4 guys in the library that all put down whatever they were reading or scribing and kind of and one of them speaks in the Old Norse. You can read me.
I will later. Let her find the.
And he kind of does one of these, and you see he has runes just going tattoos down his shirt.
The different reactions of the twins. One winks, the other goes.
That is a man.
It's something.
Okay, so the Rune Carver upstairs. Thank you.
Fine, no fun books.
Appreciate your time. You can go read whatever person you
She's
want.
gone. She's already gone. The second floor is, like I said, octagonal, and again, this is something that is very common among temples of Saloon because of the different phases of the moon. So it's a little bit interesting, and Diana immediately takes note that this was shaped with purpose and reason. My battery is dying, so I'm going to take a quick pause while you think about that.
Ah, yes, it says octagonal. It's shaped for the phases of the moon. I have taken notice of this, and I'm telling you now.
Shaped
That
like
is
a
quite
stop
fascinating.
sign.
We mostly have our places built so the sun shines directly through at different times of the season.
Oh.
What about the other times of the season? Does the sun not shine through them?
Well, those are just normal days. They're not special.
The sun does different things for different days?
Well, I mean, yes.
The sun just moves across the sky. I don't understand. That's the moon changes.
So does the moon. The moon
No,
just
the
moves
moon
across
has
the sky.
the moon has phases. It is
At
full. It is not
different
full.
times of the year, it's at different spots, and then it can point at different places when you've got holes in the ceiling, and they go to different places to tell you what season it
Holes
is.
in your ceilings.
Because it's always dry in the desert.
There's this ancient story where on one specific day, they call it Doran's Day, the sun shines right on this little keyhole in mountain, and suddenly a door appears. That's a really wonderful book. If you're
that
looking
happens-
for a book to read,
That happens right before winter. I know that one.
How complicated the sun was. More complex than we first thought it was.
Oh yes, the sun
Yes,
is
it's very complex.
the sun is so complex,
Stretch.
Diana. So complex, so deep, so showing off many abs.
I'm sorry, I forgot that you
Sun
like
has
them.
abs, although I've never tried to look hard enough because you'd get blind if you did.
Oh, you know what? You should look.
When I was younger, I tried, And I was
I'm
blind for
sure
almost
you-
a week.
Anyway, so therefore we
Anyway.
keep going.
Each of the walls here is set to a different theme. So as you kind of look around, you realize that all of the the signs are written in Futhark. So only the sisters can really read them. But as you go around, so some are magic, some are history, some are war, some are love, some are. Anyways, I've run out of ideas, but each shelving unit has a different style of wood that holds the stories engraved on it. So some are like redwood, and some are yew, some are ash, and it's very clear that this history was preserved intentionally and over a very, very long period of time, and done with meticulous detail. But there's no one else up here, and there is a much smaller staircase that leads to the top. There are obviously chairs and tables, like places you can sit and work and read and think.
I don't like thinking. Let's keep walking.
Okay,
That's also
all right.
love, so you might find one of those books over there.
I know. It does not matter that much though, so.
We'll come back to it.
Phineas is gonna try and just calm himself down. Like, okay, clearly, I don't know all the cultural sensitivities, so he's just gonna try and like, he's put on his prince mode to be as polite and proper when he runs into this Rune Carver, and suppress
Remind me again why we're talking to the Rune Carver.
Well, I have been given to understand that the magic in the world is at threat. Specifically, the magic represented by this tower. I actually don't know which one it is, but the library that I had previously worked at burned down, and the abjuration magic all disappeared, as you know, because I have told you. And so we need to make sure that that doesn't happen to this tower. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here.
I cannot wait to see how this goes.
Me neither.
I guess Phineas is leading the way.
Yeah.
With his constellation cloak billowing on his trip up the stairs, held tight around his waist with his newly adorned dagger belt. He goes to make his way into the upper chamber and bumps his head on nothing.
Oh, well, that's novel.
As you look up,
No, sorry, big words. Well, actually, kind of small word. New, different.
Did you just insult my intelligence?
No,
Yes.
I'm just explaining.
Well, I am not the one who bumped my head on the nothing.
Would you like to try?
I kind of actually do. What does it feel like to bump your head on nothing? And Hal goes up and he just tries to like touch it. He's not gonna like try and run his face into it, but he wants to feel it.
you push on what appears to be like solid air, and there's a thing.
Fascinating.
You look through it, and it's kind of cloudy, but you can see essentially the dome shadow up above, but you really can't see anything else through it. It's fairly obscured.
Oh, Wizard, you're so powerful, and you know you can kill things now, so make the invisible go away.
That is the question. Well,
It's above us?
Yeah, you're going up the spiral staircase, so instead of like a trap door, there's just a space.
Stop.
Yeah,
Well, it'd be useless to detect magic because it's clearly magic.
it's clearly
Identify, I don't know that would give me a whole lot of information.
not over the course of an hour.
What if I just try knocking?
I
Maybe
was going to just call up for her.
After you knocked once, twice, and when your third knock goes to touch it, your hand passes right through it.
That worked.
Okay. And he just walks through and he looks back and like, I knocked and the door opened.
As soon as your hand passes through, all of you can see up and into this room over your head. The dome is painted with just constellations, and as you watch and look, they're moving, they're spinning, they're a living stars and suns, and you can see the moon is kind of going across this dome shape. The room itself is covered, and I mean absolutely covered, in Futhark runes, these old Norse symbols. Some of them are carved into the walls, some of them are painted on the walls, some of them are hanging on things. This is one of the most cluttered rooms you've ever probably ever encountered, because there are racks, there are chairs, there are tables, there are coat racks, there's bookshelves, there's objects, there's statues, there's stuffed creatures, and all of this in a very small space. And on literally every possible object or shelf or corner or appendage, there is a small wooden tile attached to a string that is suspended and dangling from it. So you're looking at probably 10 to 20,000 Scrabble tiles all over this room.
It is immediately apparent why she is called the Rune Carver.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Huh. I wonder what all these do. There sure are a lot of them. Not important. Not important.
It helps her read the runes. It helps her learn legends and, potentially the future.
Yeah, maybe they all shift around and give her information to the questions that she asks. That would be pretty. That'd be a great trick.
I'm trying to look at what we know as Vikings about her. I'm trying to remember what we actually know about her.
I think you have that note somewhere. Yeah.
Somewhere.
I just was searching.
Yeah.
Do we see her?
You do. So as you kind of all file in, she is sitting crisscross on an end table. And she has a staff in her hand and a very small chisel, and she seems very keenly dedicated to the work that she's doing. This woman is uncharacteristically old. You look at her and start to try and figure out her features. You see ears that come to a point that kind of indicate a Fey ancestry, but she doesn't look elvish. She looks Viking. But she could be thousands of years old if Diana's lore and memory serve her for what she's been told about this woman. She could just be preserved by whatever magic it is that she has all over her. She has slightly darkened skin, and her entire body is used as a palette for these Futhark runes. Going everywhere in circles and sigils, in words and lines. Every inch of her, every space is used to denote something magical, something prophetical, something of great import. And all of these are a sea green ink. This isn't the dull ink that we all think of when we have tattoos. This is almost a vibrant, glowing ink, in the same way that like the morning sun would kind of turn the sea into this moving. Every time that she moves, the light ripples as if the runes themselves are alive and connect and flow in whatever it is she's seeing or doing.
I'm so confused because this is nothing like the picture that you sent us. Like, that person looked very young.
AI only knows how to make pretty people, Catherine.
Yeah.
I know, but I was expecting an old withered woman, and then I got the photo and I was like, oh, I'm missing something. And now I'm back to where I started.
It's an old lady, but covered in that amount of tattoos.
Yes, but her skin is tight. She isn't full of wrinkles the way
She
you
feels
traditionally attribute.
old.
She's just really old. She's ancient, preserved by magic.
Tis more of a feeling.
Greetings.
I'm gonna tap Phineas's arm so that Diana can go first, and then she will step in. Rune, when I have brought people here for you for knowledge that you might have. I am Diane Ulrichsen.
Yes.
I figured you would know that. This is Phineas. He has questions
Prophet.
for you. Right, yes.
Yes.
Alright, Phineas.
Fairly recent development. Yeah. Yes. My name is Phineas. We
Blackthorn.
were sent. Yes, Phineas Blackthorn. Sorry, I apologize. We were sent here by Fichi because we're given to
My
believe that there may. I'm sorry. Did you say brother? Where was I? Oh, yes.
Fichi.
We were given to believe there may be some threat to the library, as there was to the library in the college Coeur d'Leon University, actually, where I previously, I'm
Did not set the
librarian
place.
emeritus. I'm sorry?
You did not set it on fire.
No, but there's a lot of confusion about that I'm really trying to clear up. Yeah. That's good. I'm glad you know. So I'm here to help. I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to be doing to help, but
I know.
I am very invested in making sure the magic of the world does not get further damaged. Because I really think that'd be a huge tragedy. It would be a huge loss for mankind is so minimizing
The world would end.
person kind. The world would end. Yeah, that too. That I did not. I mean, that makes sense. So yeah, so that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help. How can
You
I
hear her place her carving tool down, and she looks at you, Phineas, right in the eyes. Prophet, will you end the world?
I do not. No.
Good to know.
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't think
Wait.
so. Like, I can see glimpses
Pause.
of the future.
Stop. I need to use the restroom.
Okay.
Sorry, it's 9 o'clock, and I just thought it'd be funny.
We are going on a bio break for the Rune Carver. We will be back in 5 minutes. There will be 2 Sparkin anthems, a commercial to keep away the pre-roll ads, and a timer so you know how long we are gone. We will see you soon. We are back as promised.
Hello.
We keep up promises.
Rune Carver's back from a bathroom break.
Sorry. I don't know if I'll ever get an opportunity like that again. So,
I do enjoy the Phineas name dropping his college at every opportunity. Oh yes, I'm Scholar Emeritus at Coeur d'Leon University.
Yeah, Ivy League for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Finn went to Cornell. Like, has to mention every time.
Yeah, I was gonna ask what power the Rune Carver had to stop Phineas mid-rant, and I'm like, I need to learn that one.
He's wearing a big shirt that says school.
Oh, my goodness.
I am sorry for.
Of course. Of course.
Continue.
Oh, where was I? Totally lost
Yeah.
my train of thought. Yes, I'm
Questions?
here to help, although I don't know how to help, but I am, yes, definitely not going to destroy the world. I mean, I haven't foreseen that. I've foreseen some things, but usually nothing
He
of that
Does not
scale.
want to destroy the world.
Correct,
Thank-
right.
It would be an accident if you did. That's as much
Mm.
as his life.
That's true. Yeah, she's right on that front. But
She's
yes,
going
very
to
much one.
Again hold up and put down her carving utensil and say, "Hey, Ulrichsen,"
Yes.
and she's going to then very casually unfold her legs and slide slowly off of her writing table, because again she's sitting on a table like a very strange person, but it's fun for me to think about it that way.
Oh, so she sits
uh,
like me. Perfect.
I may have look. The AI did the thing, and
The
so
weird
there's a
arms
lot
and
of so.
The
Yes,
very
she has her
big-
Ehlers Danlos. Yeah,
She's also canonically six-fingered.
she
I
is
love it.
canonically six-fingered.
I'm not sure we've
Yeah.
actually posted that photo for anybody, so I think.
I'm
No.
glad we haven't.
You're welcome.
It's terrifying.
But we keep talking about it. They don't know what we're talking about.
It's true.
And she passes by, kind of puts one finger on Ada's shoulder, and then you watch as her eyes almost go white, but she begins just running her hand over the air, looking for something in the room, and then she finds it. And she removes her hand from your shoulder, goes over, pulls a parchment, not a parchment, a wooden tablet, and hands it to you. You read it. Futar.
I read the yes.
And my dear, I'm about to send you something, and it's awful on purpose.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Spa en Manu zitten drachten hier elektropt losna.
And what all of you hear in your heads as you see this does not match with the words that Ada is speaking. The prophet will bring death, or the foundations will be unmade.
I'm not sure either of those is a good thing.
Good.
Is that all it says on the tablet?
And that's it. It takes the whole tablet to say these. The runes that you're looking at are super cool. Because I spent too much time on this, y'all. You know what? Here, I'll put the whole thing so everyone out there in the internet world can see
Whee!
this stuff.
Ooh, fun.
So,
I appreciate that I get to use my opera chops here. And by that, I mean you give me words and I just fake it till I make it. I don't
I
know
know.
if that was how pronunciation goes at all. Probably
Like the
not.
last word looks like lasagna.
It
I
looks
know.
like
Sounded
lasagna.
confident to me.
Lasagna.
Top lasagna, dog. So
Our kid
The
does like
spa
lasagna.
menu is full of hot dogs and lasagna.
Does Diana have inspiration? Because she now has inspiration.
I do, but thank you.
Oh.
I also did not long rest. I should have done
Yes, if y'all didn't long rest, you should do that.
that. My bad.
So, I'm sorry. You're saying that Phineas must bring death or foundations of the unmade, or
Yes.
he's not very good at that. He did it once.
Well, technically, he already killed something today. Well, yesterday.
Death.
What?
Death. No, you read the word. It is not for a thing to die. It is the end of life. It is death. It is hell. It is
Ragnarok.
yes.
I'm just gonna. That sounds like a bad thing.
So I'm guessing foundations is not talking about a building then.
No.
I'm imagining it's
I-
talking about the foundations of magic. Or maybe the
Good sister.
foundations of the world.
She complimented you when you referred to the foundations of magic, and she called you sister.
I understand that lots of times prophecies are not particularly clear in, or maybe sometimes deliberately misleading, you might even say, in how they are carried out. But this sounds bad. I don't want to bring death. That's
Did you write down the other prophecy?
yeah. Hold on. It's in my notes here somewhere. I starts paging through notes, and Nathan starts looking through his
Just
notes.
comparing this one to the other one might be a good idea for a bigger picture.
It's all here somewhere. If I can figure out what Discord channel it's in.
Yeah.
It's in your traveling library.
It's in your
Ah, there we go. That's the easiest place to find. It's probably on like 3 channels at this point.
Funny is, I looked for it the other day and I couldn't find it.
In the darkest night, the cursed and the blessed, cloaked with ancient light, awaken the prophet, restoring weave to right. Amidst their wayward plight, returns evils unrested, moving pawns to fight, men begot by comet, unraveling fate in plain sight.
All of you were
And the
able
way
to
her
see
mouth
that
was
she was
moving. She
Yes.
knows that one too. Okay.
You have questions? Sorry.
I'm
questions.
just gonna say the obvious. Restoring the weave to right and death or undoing the foundations of magic, as the case may be, feel a little bit in conflict to me.
But don't forget that there are 2 different types of magic in play here. There's the new magic and the old magic, and when the new magic towers are
Right.
destroyed, then the old magic returns, and they're in
Right,
conflict. They
so-
cannot both exist.
So
It has
we
to
are
be the end of
rebuilding the
something
weave.
to
Maybe
be the
we're
start of something else.
rebuilding the weave as the way it was when the Earth was originally formed. So does that mean I don't want to protect the library? That feels no, there's no way that's it.
It is not my job. It is not my path to tell you how to do what you must do. Only that what you must do must be done.
Thank you for that incredibly vague.
So, what he will do must be done, but there is no guidance as to whether it should be one or the other.
She steps up to Ray. Ray, do you want to, or I guess Kat, do you want to read one of these nonsense things, or do you want one of these sisters who have the language to read it?
You guys actually created a whole ass language?
No.
This is Viking.
This is Viking stuff, and
Yeah.
I just make up how I say words.
Oh, okay. I mean,
But
I
they've
can
been
read
doing
it.
it for a while.
Yeah. Also, remember, linguistics major. Like,
I'll read it
this
again.
is-
I'm also a linguistics person.
They have been doing it for a while.
We
Sure.
have whole bits of this nonsense from multiple campaigns over life and our living room. So
I go, whatever you say, yes, and.
I will read. Send it to me.
she puts a different finger on Ada's shoulder and then passes her hand over Ray, and her eyes turn white again. And she begins searching the room until she pulls on a new tablet. I'll put the whole thing in stream chat for this.
Manu, Drifa, Rodrus, Hjald Ella Jorbeg Jarg.
The prophet will scatter the heavens or destroy the mountains.
This is not looking good for you, Phineas.
I can see that. Well, kind of. I'm gonna need to sleep on this one.
No.
I never was very good at riddles.
Okay.
Her note was
So
a
if I-
specific answer to Diana.
Not gonna look good for anyone. Yeah. Because no matter what happens, someone will be affected by your choices in specific. I don't like those odds.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to go think about this. If I come back tomorrow with more questions, will you be? Can we chat again tomorrow?
No.
I was afraid of that.
Yeah, you do not disengage.
You're not gonna die tonight, are you?
No.
Were you hoping that she would die so you didn't have to
No.
face your fate?
No.
No, he's
I
just scared because of the last
she-
person who read a
she-
prophecy.
She spoke with much certainty that she wouldn't be able to talk to me tomorrow. Given that she seems kind of tuned into the forthcoming events, and given the last person that gave us a prophecy, just a little on edge, maybe.
Runestreven. I understand that there are these prophecies. Are we meant to help Phineas?
She tries to find an answer for your question. It's clear that something about your question is wrong. And she uses her sixth finger this time on your shoulder and quickly pulls a new tablet, passing it over to Ada.
Spamanutaka Gerada Mer Sakachfaden Taina Erfina. The prophet will come shadowed by history when what was forgotten is found. What? How would we?
It might just be easier if you just pull all of the tablets so that we're not getting this
No!
piece by piece.
No, give me a moment.
The pieces come when the pieces fit.
Shadowed by history. The forgotten. Is that forgotten magic or forgotten people?
Yes. And yes.
We don't help
The
Phineas. We are
wolves?
part of it.
Yes.
How did you get that out of that?
Well, you spend a long time talking with people who talk like that. Some would say certain things are fated.
Yes. And this time she reaches and touches Diana's shoulder as she
Said
begins
the right word.
searching, grasping a tablet and handing it to Diana. You are welcome to read it or pass it to your sister.
Oh, Amelia, you read it. Pretend it's me.
Pamunu Giltag meg Rune Frodier Drakkere Okja Landregar.
Prophet will be entrusted with the pages of past, present, and future.
He gets a book.
It's a lot of pages.
He likes to read. I don't understand what that has to do with fate.
Perhaps it would help if you each learned your part. And she's going to turn and lay aside her staff. And she walks over to the corner and she picks up a wooden bowl. She begins snagging runes off of everything until she has a pile of these wooden rune tiles. And she goes over to where she was sitting, slides the desk table, I think I called it an end table, out into the middle where she's on one side and all of you are kind of spread around the other. And then she kind of just dumps them. And then very quickly, with all 12 of her fingers, starts flipping them over and then organizing them. And you suddenly have 3 rows of 8.
9 pieces of 8. Wait, wrong franchise.
This is not the pirate game. We did that already.
She has 12 fingers, okay?
On her left hand? Someone's been looking for her.
What if it's on both?
Oh my god.
So in case you're wondering, this is what these runes look like, what these tiles depict. She then takes her hand and gestures to the top row. The past. She points to the middle. The present. And then she runs her fingers along the bottom. The possible futures. You may each draw 1 from the past, 1 from the present, 1 from the futures. You may elect to draw none.
This is
And
Viking
she's-
tarot card reading.
Yeah.
And she steps back.
I would like to go.
Daya, you seem very intent on your fate lately. Why don't you go?
I will draw one. I will draw the correct number.
Do you want past, present, or future?
Future is right now
All
the
right.
most confusing.
I'm going to give you a series of letters, and you're going to have to pick from them.
Oh shit.
T, B, E, M, L,
Oh my
Ing,
god.
D, or O. I know, I did not make this in a easy...
That's mean.
Wait, I'm about to paste it. It's coming. So here are the future symbols.
8. So I'm gonna roll a d8.
That works too.
Roll a
5.
d8.
Yep. 1, 2,
Right.
3, 4, 5. L.
L. Let me cross that off real quickly. You pick up the L symbol, the L, and you suddenly feel memories begin to wash over you. Memories that you've seen throughout your life of people working, of tanning hides, of people crafting armor, and the great leather work throughout your past. And then as you start to focus on the wood, the magic, what this rune means, you hear in the rune carver speak aloud. Guna silk ella brena. And I need you to make me an insight check.
Okay.
Or investigation.
Okay. Insight will be a 9.
9. You start translating the words, and their meaning is lost, but what you come away with: know yourself or burn.
Right. Well, that was dramatic.
But you do feel. She then tells you, "This is your future. Keep it, or don't. It is no one but yours."
Diana's feeling ever so more confident at her choice now. I'll keep it. Thank you.
Anyone
Anyone
else?
else?
I will go. Can I pick from the present?
Yes. And she then kind of waves her hand over the familiar letters that you were raised seeing, but really haven't. They're not common. They existed a lot in the libraries, but these were they're mostly out of use. These particular symbols, even though they're still the modern versions are different.
And I just pick one.
One from the present.
J.
You lift up the tile, and your mind is brought back to your childhood. Standing beside Diana as you watch all the craftsmen work throughout history, throughout their crafts. You know this is not really something that's going to be part of your life as the up and coming Jarl. That crafting is really for the lower. But something that does catch your eye is watching the jeweler. He was very meticulous. He wasn't born in your city, but he moved here just a few years before the birth of the twins. And the way he intertwines the gold and the silver and the gemstones is just something that's always caught your heart. And so you reach for a moment to the moonstone pendant as you have this fond memory. And you can give me a insight check or an investigation check.
Ooh, hang on. Neither of those are great. Oh, did I not actually save my... I thought I saved my, Thanks, I thought my investigation had gone up, but it did not. That's fine. So I guess I'll just give it an insight check. That's going to be a 13.
13. The words you read, or the words that come to mind, are "Forlog eki jarg," which you translate to. You start to translate, and then your mind stops translating as everyone in the room suddenly is. Sorry, as. You stop translating the words as your mind is filled with an idea. Bonds and ties forged in times of peace will be tested in fire and washed in blood. Oaths and promises will waver. And then, without your own control, you speak aloud. Fate is not a mountain.
Fate is not a mountain. I don't know what that means.
It is you who you are now.
All right. Thank you for the help.
Hal is now very.
What are you doing with your tile?
Throwing it up, catching it, not fumbling it like that, and I will put it in my pocket.
Hal is now very intrigued, and he wants to pick one up from the past.
Ooh, excellent.
Ooh la la.
Stop that. You know, it would have been smart for me to have this all pre-created in Discord instead of in my planning board, but live, learn, and run out of time. So
I'm assuming the F and W are okay, but they're like
It's
fancy
discounts.
looking letters.
Yeah, if you look at the top line of the board, the F is that stick with two lines going up,
Okay.
and the W is the like P shape.
He's gonna pick the F.
Nice. All right. Your mind trickles back as you hold this and look through it, and you watch as you haven't seen a lot of violence in your life, but there were times that come to mind where you thought someone had died and you walked away, or your mother covered your eyes, or the monks pulled you where you no longer see. But as you're holding this rune, you're looking back and you're seeing that what had appeared to be death was not an end the way it was made to seem to you. Make me an insight check or an investigation check.
15 insight.
Nice. You begin trying to stumble through these letters, and they don't make sense. This isn't anything you can read. But as your eyes focus on the runes, a story comes to mind, something that you've never encountered before, knowledge new, and knowledge from ancient history. Farin Pelios, half-son, slew the darkness with your father's sword. And the words that come out of your mouth: change required sacrifice.
Change required sacrifice.
And you can see there's 3 words. Well, the tile only has this single symbol, so there's no words, but there's words, and it has a meaning.
He saw the others just thank the rune carver and step back, so he's also going to say thank you, I think, and then tuck the tile away. Meanwhile, he's thinking to himself, I don't think my father has a sword.
You said we're permitted to take 1 from each row if we wish?
Yes.
Okay. And Phineas is just going to be systematic. He's going to take the last 1 from the first row, and then I guess we'll go past, present, future. So I guess I'm taking a W to start. And then 1 at a time. I'm not greedy, but he is going to work his way down systematically from the joie to the ooh, or whatever.
Does anyone stop him, or should I just run 1, 2, 3 for Phineas?
It said that the prophet would have all 3, so I feel like it makes sense for him to take all 3.
Excellent. Knowledge
is power. Or riddles are power? I don't know.
Riddles, yeah. You start reflecting on these tiles. You now hold all 3 in your hands, and in this moment, you see, you're not overwhelmed, but you see a flurry of visions from the past, the present, and the future, all intermingling. And for whatever reason, you're able to hold them, see them, and understand them each distinctly as individuals. At first, you begin seeing Hal, and you see him training with his brothers. You see him reading and learning something that you obviously could not have been a part of. Next, you see Ada marching the walls of some temple you've never seen. You know where she studied, but you've never been there. You see her training with sword and spear and shield, and you see her cutting things with axes. And then you look to the future, and suddenly it's empty. You watch your hand reach out and grasp a book, and the moment you touch the book vanishes. You feel the book. You have the book, but as you try to see it, it's obscured from you. Make me... I'm going to assume you want 3 investigation checks. You're welcome to insight. All right.
Let me go get my physical dice. BRB.
Sneaks into a different frame.
I know, we need
And you
like
know
Pink
what?
Panther music.
As long as I've got 3 metal D20s here, might as well just roll them all at once.
Yes.
All right. So this one will be the past. Black will be the present, and the red one will be the future.
Excellent. Good choices.
That could have gone better.
Oh no.
A 3, a 14, and a 5. Well, okay, that's plus my modifier, which I think is plus 8, which puts them more into a more respectable category, I think.
God bless for that +8.
Plus 6. Okay. My Arcana is plus 8. So
Feel
that
like
puts for that.
This would be a very good time to use my new feat.
You are welcome to do so.
So, my feat. Let me find it. I can command an ally within 60 feet of me that can hear me to take an action as a reaction. So my command can be attack, dash, dodge, hide, influence, search, study, or utilize. So would study make the most sense here? So I'm going to look over Phineas's shoulder and say, study that one further for the really, really bad one. And then maybe if I have a chance, I'll do it for the other one too.
Reroll your past.
Okay. Hey, that's much better. That'll turn that into a 25.
Nice.
From the 9 that was. Good choice, and that knocked over one of my other dice, but I think that one was the one that was on a dirty 20. And then the other
Good
one
news.
is an 11.
Now they all pass.
Hey, thanks, Ray. You're the best.
The one that Ray pointed out to you, it was muddled for a moment. Fregi Kyosa Vikshas Vid. And it hurt as you tried to think it through, and you blinked, and Ray's voice guided you back to it. And you hear it become a feeling, a thought. Stories become legends, and legends pass through time into myth. History unknown is fated to repeat itself. Knowledge dictated action. Don't worry, I'm sending it to you.
It's good because my fingers were not keeping up.
No.
It's okay, it's plagiarizing the beginning of Lord of the Rings, but it's fine.
Just it's fine. It's not plagiarizing if I didn't realize I was pulling it from there, right?
That's a very AI generated answer.
History unknown is fated to repeat itself is not exactly like.
Exactly.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. The next one, you look at, and you're starting to catch on to this pattern of the words and the meanings around you. Proglikir gora vera. That word vera starts to sink into you. It means at the heart truth. It means to exist. It means essence. And as you start to think about that, this comes to mind. The past may be rewritten and a new future forged at the cost of the present. What is does not have to be. And then Phineas speaks aloud. Magic writes existence. The weight of this one sits on you for a moment before your eyes are eventually pulled away to the future. As the prophet, as somebody who plays in divination, you know how dangerous the future is, but curiosity seems to force you to experience this. Orlag bes getit taumir. And as these words fill your mind, your brain starts to hurt. This was pointed at you. The prophet will write the future through action, choice, influence, or force. And Phineas speaks aloud. Destiny is said to have reins. And the word reins like a bit and bridle for a horse.
Well, no pressure there. But that gives me insight and that gives me choice. I do not have to be beholden to trying to exert my will through power. I can choose the path I will follow. Wow, that's a squeaky kitten.
He's so squeaky. The lady goldfish wanted to see her.
We all want to see her. She's adorable.
I know. She's so cute. Her name is Cookie Dough.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Isn't she just a perfect little nugget of cookie dough?
A little dollop.
Just, she's like the perfect, you put it on a cookie tray size. It's a perfect cookie size. She also purrs already.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. She purrs and squeaks and sleeps, and that's about all she does.
Hard same.
Yeah.
All right, well, that gives me a lot to chew on.
Ray, do you want to partake in any of this?
That is the question.
You can also forego and pause and let everyone else take more if they so like.
Hal definitely got jealous when he saw Phineas take 3 because he saw Ada and Diana only take 1 each. So he's like, "Oh, I thought we were doing a thing here. I want all of them."
I am going to ask the Rune Carver. By what magic does this work?
Forbidden magic.
Is it new magic or old magic?
No. Sister, it is ancient weave.
Okay. Out of character. I was told that the new magic is the natural magic and that the ancient magic is the non-natural magic. Right? And I'm
Yes.
supposed to protect the natural magic.
This is the other magic.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I am not allowed.
You make your choices.
It is forbidden.
That is what it is called.
Does it change what happens when we pick one? If we ask a question? I've seen fortune tellers do that before.
You may ask questions. I may have answers.
Is my magic new or old? I don't even know the difference between the two.
Neither.
That
Your
doesn't make
magic-
sense.
Somehow that's more confusing.
There's old magic and new magic. There is natural magic and abomination magic.
And there is divine magic.
Which is a whole separate category.
The gods use the weave and the schools of magic. They do not.
But which schools?
The common schools, the ones you are familiar with, the ones that keep the world in its place.
So the natural magics, the current magics, not the ancient.
Yes. But the gods use the ancient magics
What?
to create the worlds.
I have a question. I've seen, while we have been traveling, I've seen shifter peoples.
Yes.
They are not the same as wolves.
No.
Are wolves old magic?
Some
Are
Some
shifters?
are cursed. Some are divine.
How can you tell if something is cursed or divine?
Fate.
Which is not a mountain. If I ask you straight out, am I cursed? What will you say?
It is neither yes or no.
Of course it is not.
Because what is a curse or a blessing?
A curse is something that destroys, that brings about death. The blessing is something that brings forth life and good things.
Then if this is your understanding, then you are cursed. No, not everyone has your understanding.
I do not.
You are cursed because you choose to be cursed.
I can't choose to be a wolf or not a wolf.
Why? What is the curse?
This! Yes, this!
I cannot answer that for you.
I have another question. Where is Ivan what did we say his last name was? Borgensen or something? I forgot.
Jorgensen.
Where's Ivan Björkensen?
I do not care.
Well, I do. Ada's gonna kind of stomp off.
Is shifter magic natural or ancient?
It is. You breathe air. Is this magic?
Interesting. So it is not magic at all.
As the prophet said, magic writes existence.
Okay, out of character. Which spelling of right are we talking about?
Writing with like a creation pen.
Okay.
Thank you, because I thought it was
Oh,
the other
sorry.
one
yeah,
Yeah,
I
same.
thought it was as it writes it like
corrects it. Yeah.
if there was a
Yeah.
corrects it.
Yeah.
No,
Same.
magic creates existence. There we go.
Oh, good. Okay.
Terry and I were on the same page because we literally did the same hand gesture too.
Yeah.
That's what. Right.
So, magic writes or creates existence. And the magic that was used to create the world was ancient.
Yes.
But that is now not seen as natural.
It has been taken away from mortals.
And that is why is no longer seen as natural?
Yes. Because it is
Because-
not what is natural in the present.
Hydrate.
It is not what is natural in the present. But it is not inherently unnatural either.
It was here first.
Alright, hold on, I need to go back to my O's. Ray is having a moment, and I apologize.
There's a reason coming to the Rune Carver was Ray's personal quest.
In the
Yeah.
meantime, Hal would like to grab a present and future tile.
All right, which ones do you want?
He would like the eye and
One
the
dot or two dots?
You call
Oh,
that an
two
umlaut.
dots. He wants the
Two
umlaut.
dots. All right.
And the little N curve tail thing.
The ing.
That one.
I'm sorry, I pulled out some of my old. Anyways, you don't care. I had a great time doing
I
this.
care.
Hal is very quickly putting together that all of his assumptions were true. If you want to know what those assumptions were, you should be in the Discord.
Hal picks up the umlaut, the eye. And suddenly he feels his inner magic churn, and then burn, and he feels his body temperature rise as he's not sure what's going on, and then suddenly the runes begins to give him his prophecy, for better words, and it's immediately stopped and pacified, not taken, but controlled. Alverja Ivir. And in your heart, you feel the words, a fire stoked burns brightly, so long as fuel is added. Alone, the raging blaze will extinguish quickly. And for all of you listening to Hal's monologue, you get to hear him say, "Hearth holds life."
You didn't say I have a girlfriend.
It did not. And then you picked... What was the other one?
Ing.
Ing. My stupid map thing is killing me. There we go. That same... Or suddenly you find yourself looking into the future as you sit in front of a fireplace, shirtless, sweating, obviously.
Naturally.
But doing something that you have never really done before. And that's reading.
I know you read.
You look around and there are piles and piles of books just surrounding you. And you're not reading for fun. You feel this intense determination that you have to find something. And the rune glows. Taka unkuna sigfet. And that hunger, you feel it in your body right now, and you know the understanding. When hunger becomes gluttony, all is consumed. Starvation leads to death. And Hal speaks, find one's own stride.
Nice. Hal has no idea what this means.
Yeah. So Hal's prophecies in order are change required sacrifice, hearth holds life, and find one owns stride. I'm sorry to those of you who I forgot to make you roll saving throws or investigation checks, but I'm just excited to do this stuff.
Did we get gypped because we had to roll and they didn't? Did they get more stuff than us?
They just
Have
got
not.
they just got notes.
That's rude.
I'd have to go back and rewatch the stream and take down all the notes of what people have been.
I will post what everyone has said out loud.
I did
Right.
post what
Okay.
Hal said out loud, at least in the stream chat with spoilers.
Yeah.
If you want to pull from there, but I did
I
not.
don't remember saying anything out loud.
Unless he shows people his tile, I don't know. We'll
If
see
your
if he
tile
does
says
that.
It's just a
on it,
letter.
It's just a
It's
letter on it.
literally
You're
a
not going to
single
see
Oh,
letter.
anything.
I guess that doesn't help anyone, yeah. And he's not going to be able to tell you what it says because he can't speak those words anyway.
No.
Right.
All right. It is after 10.
It's bedtime, Ben.
Wow, that gives us a lot to chew on.
So
Are
That's going to take a whole campaign to unpack.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
So Kat, you're getting off easy. Amelia and Janine can all decide overnight if you want to flip any tiles or
Take more
let it
tiles.
sit.
I have many questions for the Rune Carver before I do that, which may or may
please
not be able to
understand.
be asked.
You can ask. She
Might not say.
her answer to some of them will eventually be flip a tile.
Okay.
So I am absolutely not going to tell you the end of the story here. But you're on the right track. But there will be some things that she's just not going to answer.
Okay.
So it sounds like we are going to have some role play in the chat leading up to next stream, which may or may not be on Monday. We will keep you posted. Join the Discord to find out more.
It depends.
Maybe not.
Alrighty.
Okay.
All right. Thank you all for joining us. We will see you next time. Have a great night.
Bye.